gamers? Episode like gay. We are back with another Wing Waves. Now it's a Genshin Impact video. We are reacting to my favorite femboy, Glaivekiyo. Gay Kyo. You are not allowed to criticize Genshin. So if nobody knows, I mean, you should probably know by now, but anytime you say something negative about Genshin Impact, the community has an aneurysm and will find any way to invalidate your criticisms, which, by the way, most of the criticisms are still valid going into the 5th year. So 5 years later, they still haven't fixed half the problems. Also, just give us a half-baked artifact loadout. But let's see what the deal is. Let's get into it. Also, yo, what's good, Luex? How you feeling, brother? This video will mainly be talking about Genshin, but the idea can be applied for any subject community. Also, Glaive Oil giggle.
There is this really weird idea floating around, especially in the gacha space, that if you genuinely love a game, if you spend time with it, enjoy playing it, then you just cannot criticize it. And honestly, that is probably one of the most baffling misconceptions out there when it comes to what I do. It is like saying you can't tell your favorite restaurant their new dish needs a little bit more salt just because you've eaten there hundreds of times. It just makes no sense. My videos, for example,
actually, Glaive, it makes perfect sense, because if you try to criticize the game, you're not a real fan. What do I, just so you know, you better watch yourself, Glaive, before I fucking take off your kneecaps.
Then get slapped with labels like hating on Genshin, or pushing an agenda, or even doom posting. But the worst and the absolute worst is when they call me disingenuous or accuse me of lying, as if my opinions are pulled from some alternate dimension, rather than, you know, from actually playing the game. The reality is, my criticisms come from playing the game, from investing in the world and the story. They come from wanting to see it be even better. So when people try to shut down criticism by saying it is just hate, or that I'm somehow being dishonest about my feelings, they are not just missing the point, they're actively distorting what critical engagement truly is. It is not about tearing something down for the sake of it. It is about wanting the things you care about to improve. Let's just get into it. Now,
I will say this, before, for a very long period of time, a majority of Genshin Impact content creators would deflect any criticism, but we're starting to see that change a little bit. Big ups to Bran. I think Bran is just killing it in all facets of YouTube, including his second channel. But obviously, you still have the creators that fucking, you know, lean into it and try to defend the game, because realistically speaking, without Genshin Impact, they don't have a career, so they need to fucking cling on to this game and cling on to the remaining fans as much as possible. But we are seeing a little bit of a change, and that I do like. I do like that. Obviously, it's only a few. It's only a few. And it is what it is. The others are still going to villainize people for speaking out, whatever. But the fact that we are seeing some change to that effect makes me happy. It does. So, yeah.
Now, to make it super clear that my points aren't just random complaints.
What's good, Nixon? I love you, baby.
Archon quest.
Get some rest, beautiful. I love you, homie.
This particular quest is actually a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Because here's the thing. It had some genuinely fantastic elements. The story concept itself is really ambitious. We're talking about time loops. The Abyss Order trying to literally rewrite history, even bringing back the dead nation of Conria, using the Loom of Fate. These are bold, mind-bending ideas. It dove into complex themes. Whether you can truly change the past, and what really defines a nation. Is it just the land or the shared memories? You know, deep stuff. And as always, the music was exceptional. It always carries so much of the emotional weight. Even the core.
Dude, Genshin music is, I think, still the best. I ain't gonna lie to you. Those motherfuckers, Hoyo Mix? Yo, Hoyo Mix kind of got that shit on lock. I will say, Solon definitely be jorking it to money, and that fucking Sumeru soundtrack, because that shit be hitting like crack. Holy fucking shit. That is one thing they are good at, is fucking music. It's so good at music.
Idea with a traveler sibling involved in this whole time loop out of guilt and duty. It was just an intriguing setup. And I said all of that in the beginning of my video. It's not like you have to search for it. I presented it in front of you. But this is where the frustration sets in. The execution of these great ideas felt consistently flawed. It is like having a Michelin star recipe, but then burning half of the ingredients. First up is the show Don't Tell epidemic. It is still rampant. You have the major events happening, like Dainsleif single-handedly collapsing the Abyss front line. A lot of people expected this fight. It's a huge moment. But do we see it? No. We're told that
leakers are saying we're supposed to get a massive visual update in version 6.0. So they're saying in Nodcry, the storytelling is supposed to be exceptional. Now, I will say, obviously, I'm very skeptical. I don't know what their version or definition of skeptical is, or excuse me, I'm sorry, spectacle is, right? Because of the fact that, well, it is Genshin. But I will give the benefit of the doubt. We'll see how it happens, because they do a great job with ZZZ's cutscenes. Like, genuinely, ZZZ's cutscenes are fucking top tier. But that is supposed to supposedly be changing soon, so we'll see.
About it by an NPC. Even the fight between Dainsleif and this Abyss Lector, or Halfdan was it, which should be a spectacle, is off-screened. All you get is a vibrating rock. A vibrating rock for a crucial fight. It drains the impact completely. Talk about Genshin, but no impact, am I right? Then there are—
Wait, no. I didn't know that it was just a vibrating rock. This isn't real. This is not real.
A vibrating rock for a crucial fight. It drains the impact completely. Talk about Genshin.
I mean, like, a vibrating rock? I could just be fucking jerking off, and that's just— what the fuck is this game? I love it. It's amazing. It's— oh, fucking bro. I don't know, man. I think I'm in the stage. I will say this. I think Genshin Impact does have some hope left in it. I'll cover that in a different video about the Roblox stuff, but I'm like 95% just out completely. Like, this game is just so out of touch. Like, it's like someone sat down, wrote this scene, and was like, oh, that's such good fucking shit. Okay, so Dainsleif starts to fight, but you don't see it, so that way you can imagine it. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, what the fuck is this video? This is a multi-billion-dollar company. Motherfuckers be defending it in defense of Hoyoverse. That's fucking crazy.
But no impact, am I right? Then there are the lifeless animations and the static presentation. Insane, characters often just stand there like cardboard cutouts while important dialogue happens. Sometimes Paimon has to narrate what the character is supposedly doing or feeling because the animation is just not there. It makes big moments feel like you're reading a visual novel, which is so insane to me because Genshin Impact is not a visual novel, but the storytelling is so bad that some people defended the game saying that it's a visual novel when it's not. Genshin Impact is not a visual novel, which leads us to the dialogue bloat and the mechanical writing. It often feels like the script is just trying to hit a word count. Generic NPCs saying lines that add nothing. Characters sometimes act in ways that are just convenient for the plot, not because it makes sense for them. Finally, and this is a big one for me, there is the lack of tangible world impact. You go through these massive, universe-altering quests, like creating the atlas of the new world or witnessing the recreation of Khaenri'ah, but when the quest ends, the world just looks the exact same. Your act—
okay, I will say in defense of Hoyoverse here for a moment. I think this is something hard to do in live service games. I don't think it's very easy. Like, let's say you go to war in Natlan, let's just say hypothetically, and you destroy half the town. It's not easy to make the town half destroyed but still completely functional. Otherwise, you're taking away certain parts of the game. And I think in theory, this would be really awesome. This would be really awesome, but I just don't see it happening. 3.3 did it? Did they? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, to me, this is kind of one of those things. Yeah, Genshin doesn't have the budget. I'm not too pressed about this type of situation, personally. Like this is not a change where I'm like, it's cool if you do. But honestly, Final Fantasy XIV had features to toggle them to state arenas. I think a toggle would be cool. WoWa kind of does it. Do they really? I don't know about that. I don't know if WoWa does that. I'm not too sure. I think a toggle would be cool. But also, like, I mean, they're not even putting their resources to anything good. But, I don't know. This one I'm not too pressed about. I'm going to be very transparent with you. Normally, I'm all for shitting on Hoyo, but this one I'll get a little put back.
These huge, lore-shaking events have no visible consequences in the game you actually play.
The toggle would be cool, but I don't know.
Like, it didn't really matter. You have these truly great narrative ideas that consistently fall short because of these reoccurring execution problems. It is a case of squandered potential, time and time again. Now, if you're still thinking these are just my weird niche complaints, let me introduce some undisputed proof. A fellow content creator, Bran Online, did a reaction a video to my piece on the 5.7 Archon quest. And his take, well, he pretty much echoed my entire video. Not all of it, but most of it. He even pinned his own comment saying, and I quote,
Why are y'all meowing in the comments? Is this a new thing? It's so crazy. Bro does not know what Glaive is about. I love that.
This video does not scream Genshin hater to me. We share similar opinions. He agreed on pretty much all the big points. The show don't tell frustration, especially with Dainsleif, right? You felt that too. The weirdness of Daredeth, the sudden affection for the Traveler, the desire for more lasting world changes after major events. He saw it all. He even connected my long, boring stretches criticism to his own reasons for stepping away from another game, Honkai Star Rail. Sure, he had a couple of minor differences, like maybe being less bothered by some specific NPCs, but the overall alignment was clear. It is almost like when you actually watch the video and engage with the points, a level-headed person can see the validity. Funny how that works. But then, you look at the other side of the coin, the kind of tribalistic backlash you get. And this is where things get wild. My video was called out on Twitter, and the comments were something else. People were saying things like, this and that Saint Toss incel, or Kurobot incel giving opinion about story. Now I have to ask, in what world?
Dude, I made an objective take. Like, it's not even an opinion. It's a fact. It's a fact that the Neverness to Everness beta is fucking horseshit. That all they focused on was graphical upgrades. That's it. It's a legitimate fact. Like, it's not even up for debate. The tweet, I think, has 100,000 plus views on it. There's people still arguing in the comments, and I had people calling me out. It's like, it's a beta, Ethan. What'd you expect? Like, and people are just like being absolutely insufferable about it. Even some people that follow me are being stupid. And I'm like, if you don't understand that this is the second time I'm playing this game and it has not improved, and if anything has regressed, hey man, that's on you. That's on you, man. Drama CCs need to go. Yeah, I know. I need to get out of here. I got to get on out of here. Benefit of the doubt. Well, we did have some horrible models during the beta. Yeah, well, 100%, without a doubt. But the problem, there's a big difference when NTE's big standing was that, hey, we did graphical upgrades and fixed nothing gameplay-wise. Like, nothing gameplay-wise. Not one thing other than them adding parries. It feels fucking dog shit. And it's buggier than the first one. And it's just like, oh, you're just a hater. I'm like, dude, like, fucking, at this point, man, like, if you can't see it, then hey, man, that's not on me. Like, that's just not on me. You know what I'm saying? You call me a hoish on your comments because it said Genshin copies make a better boss mechanics. Dude, the game is a Genshin clone. It's Genshin trying to be Wu at the same time, but it's worse in both aspects. Oh, it was good, TJ.
Sizing a game storytelling suddenly equates to being an incel. An incel, if you don't know, is someone who is involuntarily celibate, meaning they can't get a romantic or sexual partner despite wanting one. How does that connect to a game criticism? It doesn't. It is a weird insult thrown out there to shut down an opinion you don't like. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't like the story as much as you do.
It's the same thing that the people do on the internet where they call you a pedophile or a Nazi if you don't like it. Well, like, oh, welcome to Wuthering Waves Twitter. No incels allowed. Like, what the fuck? What does that even mean? Like, what the fuck? Welcome to Genshin Impact Twitter group. No incels allowed. What the fuck? Like, what? I didn't even know what the word meant until fucking Glaive explained it here. Like, okay, I guess. Like, all right, like,
and then you get the more common complaints. The constant complaining is genuinely ruining Natlan. As if my video about the Archon quest has some magical power to destroy an entire regional update. Like, brother, how are you gonna hold me accountable for ruining Natlan, but not the developers that make the region? It doesn't make sense, gang. How is it my fault? They made the story, they made the storytelling. How's it me? Can we have the same energy for these devs? Damn. Or something like, Flip was right about this guy. He only wants to play Genshin to shit on it, and never want to interact with CCs who just play Genshin to shit on it and farm views. And this is where people just completely miss the concept. They don't understand that the biggest, hardest hitting criticisms often come from someone who actually plays the game. How can you criticize something effectively if you haven't experienced it? You can't. And if you're choosing to believe that I'm just shitting on it, that is your choice to live in a fake reality. My takes aren't from an alternate dimension. They're from the exact same reality you are refusing to acknowledge. The story is great, but the storytelling, it's bad. It is a simple distinction. Like, it's really easy, dude, but it's the one many choose to ignore. But what does this all tell us? It points to a clear...
Tell us that the fucking gacha community is filled with a bunch of idiots, bro. like actually a bunch of just illiterate motherfuckers. That's all it is. I want to smash Glaive, same.
Disconnect. On one side, you have people who accuse me of not playing the game or simply hating it for views, but then you watch my detailed video and it is clear there is deep engagement. It is not about what the criticism is. It is about who is delivering it, and they just don't want to hear these points from me. A reality that some choose to ignore. And
they don't want to hear the points from anyone because Brand Online got canceled for saying he didn't like the new endgame mode, and now they're calling him the new Tectone. They don't want to hear these points from anyone. The Genshin Impact community wants you to be peace and tranquility and suck Delway's cock. That's all they want. That's it. That's fucking it. That's all they want. They don't want criticism. They don't want the game to get better. It's fucking insane how dumb they are. Genuinely, like, I've never seen a community want to shoot themselves in the foot, right? Like, it's like, here, you have a gun. You could either shoot yourself in the foot or you could walk away to the happy land. No, I could. And it's like, what the fuck? Dalway's cock is my spirit animal? That's what it feels like. That's what it fucking feels like these motherfuckers be doing. Like, holy shit, Cook Chatter spotted. Listen,
frankly,
man.
It is a reality. A multi-billion-dollar company like Hoyoverse might be choosing to ignore as well. Why? Because they can keep getting massive revenue without having to significantly improve their game storytelling. They don't have to change anything to compete with more recent games because they're still making bank. It is a comfortable position for them, but it means players who want more are left wanting. I'm trying to wake people up to this, but many are choosing to live in this kind of manufactured delusion. I don't get it. What are you gaining from this? Thankfully, not everyone got dropped on their head as a baby. There are always people who actually bring reasonable arguments to the table, and it's important to highlight them as well. I saw comments like, to be honest, he is right about some issues. For example, the amount of dialogue and the fact despite the amazing quest, nothing has changed in the world. That is someone who watched my video, understood the point, and agreed with a specific criticism. Another person said, to be fair, he praised the quest for what it was trying to convey.
What up, Limit? What up, brother?
Theme. This commenter actually listened and understood that my video wasn't just a hate fest, that I highlighted the positives too. And then there's this one. Why not give it a watch to see others' perspective on the Natlan quest? He played through it. Shouldn't that be enough to criticize the game? Oh, we're saying that he did it to shit on the.
I'm gonna give you a hot take. You don't always need to play every single thing to know that it's bad. You don't. If I go to a restaurant and I see that the chef took a shit and they put the shit on a bun and they put a couple onions and melted some cheese, and I see they gave someone a shit sandwich, would you like to try the shit sandwich, bruv? No, I'm good. I don't want to. Well, you didn't try it. Well, I don't want to eat shit. I think it's pretty simple, right? Like, sometimes you don't need to try it to have to have an opinion. You look at your first impression, you see what it's about, you see how it's functioning, you see what other people say. It's like, oh yeah, no man, that sucks. If you want to try it to form your own concrete opinion, because maybe you might like something, sure, and you might maybe like the taste of shit, right? So that's why Genshin players play the game. But I don't need to eat shit. I don't need to do the fucking Natlan quest to tell you that it's fucking ass. I'm good, bro. But Ethan, the gacha community doesn't understand analogies. I know. Learned that from Pokey. I know. British food mentioned? Yeah, I know. Shit. Without an adult today, I got you, Limit. Well, Wuwa's beginning was shit, but look at how no. Yeah, I mean, Wuwa's start was dog shit. Like, Wuwa's beginning was fucking ass. I think Wuwa had a really bad beginning, other than Act 5 and 6 with Gion was awesome. But other than that, yeah, it was fucking trash. If someone said, I don't want to play the fucking story, I get it. My girlfriend didn't like the beginning of the game. My girlfriend doesn't even still like the story. I get it. You know, it is what it is. Like someone's serving you. I don't know what that is, Abu, but yeah.
The game. Yeah. It's like a hive mind. It's amazing. This commenter perfectly nails the illogical hive mind mentality that dismisses any criticism purely because it exists. And finally, for all the hating that Glaive has on Hoyo, this was actually a good video because he praised the overall plot and the development of the main story. He rightfully critiques the obnoxious tell don't show. The Abyss gets whacked by Dane off screen. This person gets it. They saw the nuance, the praise, and still agreed with the core criticisms like the tell don't show issue that even Brand Online agreed with. These are the kind of level-headed responses you get when people actually watch the video and engage with the substance. It is not about being a hater. It is about having a different opinion and wanting the game to improve. I just don't understand how having a different opinion can spark so much unwarranted hate. So to wrap this up, what it all comes down to is this. Having a differing opinion or offering criticism, even when it's sharp and direct, is simply not hate, especially when it comes from a place of genuine engagement and a clear desire to see something you care about get better. You don't spend hours analyzing something you despise. You just stop playing it. The pushback, the insults, the accusations of hating or lying, it really just highlights a much broader problem. It is a kind of tribalism in gaming communities where if you're not blindly praising something, you are automatically the enemy. This mindset, frankly, just stifles any kind of real constructive conversation. It prevents games and even communities from growing. Ultimately, discussions like these aren't about tearing down a game. They're about its potential. They're about asking, can this be better? Can we expect more from something we invest so much time into? Do you think
I'm gonna be honest, I'm actually really disappointed with the NTE community from what I saw. I actually had high hopes. Granted, I understand maybe people saw my Twitter clip and thought I was overreacting, but I was very frustrated. That was 100% real raw emotions of just me wanting this game to be good, and it's unfortunately trash. And immediately it turned into this guy's just being a grifter, as opposed to looking at the footage and watching my review and be like, oh no, it kind of makes sense what he's saying. You know what I mean? And like, I really thought maybe a game outside of the woo-woo Hoyoverse sphere would not be like these tribalistic fucking idiots. I know like it's a TOF game, but I'm like, oh, like we have a new chance to grow something here. Nope, it's the same shit. It's just the same shit. I don't think gacha games are ever gonna like just fucking make progression like that in the sense of like with community wise. Game wise, yes. Community wise, I don't know. Yo, what's good, Cry? How are you, dog? Welcome in. Hope you're having a great day today, dog. People saying Genshin players don't want their game to be better because they are Delulu when they're just a different opinion. Same goes for NTE. I mean, Genshin players don't want the game to be better. A majority of them really don't, you know? Same shit, different toilet was good, Zing. That's pretty much exactly what it is. Let's wrap up this video. But yeah, that's exactly
gaming communities are becoming more or less open to genuine criticism like this. I mean, let me know in the comments down below, right? But that is all from me, Glaivekiyo, and I will see you in the next one.
Give me a
this
kiss
is their
in the
multi-million-dollar company. They're like, see doctors, Glaivekiyo.
Dude, I fucking love Glaive. I love that motherfucker.